Okay, so within PowerNote, I want to show you some things. I'm just going to say progress note, and I want a blank document so that I can demonstrate several of these. So free text note is going to give me simply a blank note, and I can double click or say OK. Now, with a free text note, again, it's a blank document, so I can double click in here and I should get a cursor. Sometimes it's a little tricky and I want to maybe use this icon instead. That'll guarantee that I get a cursor. And once I have my cursor, I can type whatever I want. Now, let me show you a couple of tricks that we went through in training, but perhaps it's been a while and you need a refresher. So let's say that I have a statement that I want to say time and time again, an attestation, some sort of procedural data or description. I could type that out. It can be a short phrase, it can be a paragraph, it can be however long. And let's say that this is my attestation. So I'm just going to highlight that and I'm going to right click on it and save as auto text, the bottom entry here. So I'm going to click on that. Now our naming convention for auto text is to start with a dot or period, because no word in the English language starts with a dot. So if I say dot attestation and I say save, and close. Now if I delete that and let's say I need that attestation, I can simply start with my dot and it says dot attestation. If I say enter or double click, then it will populate whatever phrase, paragraph, etc. that I saved as that auto text. You can have up to 25 auto texts saved under your login. Any more than that and it kind of messes up the system, so please stick to 25 or less. Another trick that you can do with when you have a cursor, so it doesn't have to only occur with a free text document, but any time that you use free text or have a cursor, so if you're one of those that prefers the templated approach, you can still do any of these tricks with a cursor available, is to use an underscore. So maybe you like to leave estimated blood loss. And I'm going to go back and say something about Mills estimated blood loss. And maybe you have several other pieces of information that you like to put on your note. So I'm going to leave some blanks here and don't mind whatever I type after here. I'm just trying to demonstrate the functionality here of the purpose of these blanks. So maybe you have a blank and some gibberish I'm going to put down, but you can put down hopefully your description, and another blank and the rest of my paragraph. And maybe I'm leaving these blanks for laterality, some sort of purpose to these blanks where I want to go back and fill this in later. The trick to jumping from blank to blank within Cerner, now that I have these blanks in place, is to simply touch F3. Click on F3 on my keypad and it's going to jump from blank to blank. So again, I can create this and I can save that as an auto text if I want to. So I can highlight all of that and save as an auto text, just like we did with my attestation. Or maybe I always want this in place. Maybe this is how I want my note to be laid out all the time when I do a progress note or an operative note, something like that. So if I create my note or add this to a note, and it's what I want it to be forever. Now, forever is relative. You can go back and change it if you need to. But go to documentation at the very top toolbar. Once you're there, you can elect to save as pre-completed note. I'm going to click on that. The note title, I'm going to say Welch Progress. Maybe that's my progress note template that I want. It was a free text note, so Encounter Pathway is going to say free text note. I can share that if I want to. Please remember, if you share your pre-completed note, to go through this process again and deselect and save it without sharing it as well. And I'm just going to elect to not share this note, and I'm going to say save as new. So that's how you would save a pre-completed note. Again, when you save a pre-completed note, you want to also save it as your own if you elect to share it. Now, again, I can draw up that note at any time. My progress note is now a template for me to use, and hitting F3 will enable me to jump from line to line. That's today's tip.